Good morning and welcome to the living room at the Bureau. Today we are here to celebrate Ginger. It's Ginger's 14th birthday today and she...
Oh dear.
Very exciting.
Oh, don't be embarrassed.
And I asked her what she wanted to do for her birthday, and her first request was a morning family stretch. So that is what we are going to do today. So this is Ginger's gift to you. She requested 14 of some of her favorite postures. A couple of them are actually quite new to her. So anyhow, we hope you really enjoy the morning stretch with us. So let's start, as always, with a couple sun salutes just to get our body warmed up. So let's go ahead and have a stand. Come to the front of your mat. There you go. Feet hip distance parallel, and just take a deep breath in as you inhale. Reach your arms up and overhead. Lengthen your whole side body. And then exhale, forward fold. Release your head. Look inside. And then inhale, come up halfway. And then plant the hands, let's press back, downward facing dog. Let's pause here, just take one deep breath in. And then from the center of the heart, really reach your thighs up and back as your hands continue to press down forward, tractioning at your spine. And your following inhale, let's gently float forward to plank pose, top of a push-up. And then exhale, resist pushing the floor away as you lower all the way to the floor, chaturanga. Little back bend, roll the shoulders up back, inhale. And then exhale, lengthen to lower back down. Pull yourself all up, all fours or top of the push-up. Press your hips up, back, down dog. Draw your legs together and let's inhale, float the right leg up and back for a three-legged dog pose. Just stay there for a couple of deep breaths. Keep lifting armpits, keep squaring hips, and then exhale. Pull the knee all the way forward, runner's lunge. And let's go ahead and place your hands on our hips and come up into a high lunge. Just inhale, deep breath here, reaching the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, touch the floor, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, push the floor away, rise all the way back up. To go all the way back down, exhale. Just warming up. Inhale, come halfway up once again, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, press back, downward facing dog. Right away, inhale, flow forward, plank pose. Exhale, resist the floor to lower chaturanga. Inhale, shoulders up, back. Some sort of back bend here. And then exhale, lengthen to lower. Pull yourself all the way back up, downward facing dog. Hug the legs together. And then float left leg up and back behind you. Pause here, a couple deep breaths. Armpits hollowing, sides of waist evenly lengthening. I like to put a little bend in my right knee to work the top of my right thigh back. Scissoring my inner thighs. And then next exhale, pull that left knee all the way forward. Runner's lunge. Hands to hips, simply unfold. And inhale, deep breath, reach the arms up and out. And then exhale, hands to the floor, step right foot forward. Runner's lunge, forward fold. Release your head, and then again, inhale, press the floor, rise all the way up. Stretch. Exhale to go all the way back down. Just a couple more rounds. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthen your waist, plant your hands, step back, down dog. Exhale. Inhale, gently come forward, plank pose. Lengthen your whole spine. Exhale, resist to lower, chaturanga. Inhale, shoulders up back. Hands down forward, wide collarbone. Exhale, gently lower. Pull yourself all the way back up, rolling dog. Zip those legs together once again. Inhale, float the right leg up as before, but this time let's go ahead, stack right hip on top of left. There you go, reach to the mat of the right big toe. Keep the leg long to start. Keep the left knee a little bent. Keep drawing that outer left, inner left thigh back. Then possibly bend your right knee. And then you can come onto your right fingertips. Lift your hollow up your right armpit and stretch and lengthen your whole right side body. One more deep breath here. Keep hugging the outer left hip in. Right knee to the sky. And then re-square everything off. Draw the right leg all the way forward, runner's lunge. This time, lower the left back knee down for a little lunge. Place your hands on the top right thigh. And then inhale, reach the arms all the way up. You can keep that left toes curled under or lay the 5 toes flat to the floor. Take one more deep breath here in low lunge. Exhale, hands frame the front right foot. Lift the back left knee and step forward, Uttanasana. Forward fold, release your head. Again, inhale, follow your breath, stretch your spine, reach up. Exhale, follow your breath all the way back down, Uttanasana. Release your head. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthen, open collarbone wide. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, gently come forward, lengthen out your spine, plank pose. Keep clawing the floor with fingers, toes. Exhale, gently lower, Chaturanga. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Keep reaching those legs, keep lifting your heart. And then exhale, gently lower, pull yourself up, back, down dog. Lift those inner thighs together. Again, 3-leg dog, we'll inhale, float the left leg up. Pause there. And then stack your hips, left on top of right, put a little bend in your right knee, outer inner right thigh back, hollow armpits. Keep the shoulders level as you stack the hips in this gentle twist. Then bending left knee, coming onto left fingertips, hollow left armpit. Take a generous breath in the whole left side of your waist, from fingertips to armpit to outer left hip, down to left big toe. And then go ahead and re-square everything off. Draw that left knee all the way forward and through. Right knee down to the mat, low lunge. Go ahead and place your hands on your front thigh and stay here. Or inhale, float the arms up. Scissor the inner thighs. And grow your posture long through fingertips. And then exhale, plant your hands, step forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Release your head. Okay, let's stay in our forward fold a couple more deep breaths. Put a little bend in the knee. Allow your belly to touch your thighs so you're supporting your spine. Roll the shoulders up and back and interlace your hands behind your low back. And then reach the knuckles up and overhead. Chin and throat back. And just stay here. 2 more deep breaths. Deepen your breath in between your shoulders. And then as you exhale, navel to spine, press the floor a little more energetically down with your feet as you reach the knuckles up to the sky. 1 more deep breath in, let the knees soften, supporting your low back, maybe put a little bounce in your legs. Then exhale, navel to spine, work your sit bones down to heel bones, release your head, knuckles to the sky, wide collarbone. And you release your fingertips down. Now keep a generous bend in the knee, but separate your feet. We're going to go into one of Ginger's first postures, Malasana. So feet as wide as your mat. You can always turn your toes out if you need a little bit more, just a little bit more support. Keep working your sit bones up and back with your fingertips reach down and forward. Hollow armpits, ears between biceps. Pause here, take a couple of deep breaths, just working on the traction of your spine. Your feet here can energetically push down deeper into the mat and away from one another. As you inhale, keep lifting your seat, reaching fingertips in opposition, releasing neck and head, lengthening your whole spine. And then gently begin to lower your hips down. Maybe you can sneak your bottom in between your thighs there, and then elbows can come press the inner thighs open. Elbows wide, thumbs right to heart center to open the collarbone wide. Let's just stay here for 2 deep breaths. You want to keep the ability to push the feet down, so have that little buoyancy quality in your body. Press your shoulders back. Take 1 more deep breath, lengthening the whole front spine. And then very nice, and plant the hands down, heel toe the feet back in, hip distance apart. And then hands to hips, simply unfold to come up. Roll the shoulders up back a couple times. And then we're going to progress into another one of Ginger's postures, dancer pose, just to get us in our center right off the bat. So to start balance poses, I really like to put a lot of focus on my feet. I'm going to spread my right toes first, and then ground down through my heel. Get my foot really connected to that floor. Keep a little bend in my right knee, and then I'm going to see if I can just hold on to my left shin and pause there in this little simple balance here for a couple breaths. Take your Gaze gently forward, maybe slightly up, out at the horizon. Keep that grounding element down through your right standing leg. Stand in your right leg. Open chest. Good. And then you can maybe transition your left hand to slide it down to your left ankle and pull your heel to your bottom, inner thighs together. Right arm can gently reach directly forward from shoulder. Square off shoulders and hips, so you can gently retract right shoulder on your back as you lift your heart and chest up. And then simultaneously, keeping a little bend in your right knee, grounded right foot. We're going to kick that left thigh up and back as you send your heart forward and up.
I like this all the time.
And take a couple deep breaths here. Try to keep hips, shoulders square, hugging inner left thigh to inner right thigh. Gazes forward, chin slightly up, but throat, skull is back. Take one more deep breath in. You're a beautiful dancer, Ginger. Which she is.
No, I'm not.
You are. And then gently pull yourself back together. Very good. Okay, place your hands on your hips. Before we go side two, let's just do a couple hip circles here. Let's release any tension. Reverse of the direction. And we'll go side two. You got the hip circles down. Okay, so spread your left toes. And then ground that left heel. Keep a little bend in your left knee. Okay, once you have that established, roll the shoulders back, stack your posture, shoulders over hips. You can pick up that right foot and hold on to the right shin and pause. And you're just finding your center, finding your balance, standing strong on your left leg. Keep that heart lifting, neck long. And then when you feel like you have some good connection there, you can slide your right hand down to your right ankle, pull the right heel to your bottom, and pause there. You want to squeeze your inner thighs, keep stacking shoulders, rolling them back, and then left arm directly out of left shoulder. You can gently retract that left shoulder back, keep that square frame, and then on your following inhale, simultaneously kick your right thigh as you draw your chest forward and up. Reach energy through fingertips. Gaze is always forward. Keep standing left leg strong. Heart continues to rise up out of your floor of your pelvis. Take one more deep breath here. Do the best you can. Keep connecting to your center as you shine out in your dancer pose. And then gently release. Very good. Place your hands on your hips. Just circle it out a couple times. And let's just flesh that out with a nice quick sun salute. So standing front edge of your mat, feet hip distance width, deep breath in, inhale, rise up. Follow the breath, exhale all the way down, release your head. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen. Press back down, facing dog. And just 5 times, just moving with your breath. We're going to inhale, come forward plank pose. Feel your strength there for a second, and then bend the knees, exhale, pike hips up and back. So just like a wave, just get the body moving. Inhale, flow forward plank, feel your strength. Exhale, push it back. So again, continue. Inhale, broadening, opening, lengthening your back body. Exhale, hips up, back. Keep those hands really connected, toes really clawing the floor. Exhale, up and back. Just twice more. Inhale, stay flowing, stay moving inside. Once more, inhale, forward to plank. Pause there, exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. So upward facing, maybe lift the hips, keep those toes pressing, press the hands, lift your collarbone. And then curl the toes under, press your hip up and down, downward facing dog. All right, zip those legs together, flip the right leg up. Just pull it all the way forward and through, runner's lunge. And right away, we're gonna spin that left heel bone down. Place your hands to your hips and unfold. All right, posture number 3, humble warrior. Ginger's so strong, and she's so humble. This is the perfect posture for Ginger, I love it. So shorten your stance a little bit, widen your stance to give you a nice strong base. Square off your hips, lengthen your side body as you draw the shoulders up and back, interlace your hands once again like you did in our warm-up. Now it's all about that back left thigh. Keep lifting back left thigh, grounding outer left foot down, squaring off hips. Take a deep breath in, lift your chest. And then exhale, hinge at your hips and fold inside your right leg. Maybe take your right shoulder to the inner right elbow, release your head down, and put your gaze on your inner left thigh as it draws up and back, away from right heel bone. 2 deep breaths in your back here, of a warrior. Breathe into your back body, and as you exhale, lift your waistline in and up as you press your feet down and away from one another. Keep spinning that outer left hip bone forward as you draw the outer right hip back. Squeeze your right elbow or right knee to your right shoulder, vice versa. Take one more deep breath.
Have a little hill right behind
That's
you.
right. And then plant your hands, very nice, hands to hips, and fold to come up. Very good. Just simply step forward, and we'll do side 2, step back. Again, feet can be wider, and your stance can be shorter. Square off your hips, your shoulders, a lot of effort in that back right thigh. Lengthen side body as you inhale. Draw the shoulders back, interlace hands the unusual way, opposite thumb on top maybe. Again, inhale, we're going to take a deep breath in. And then exhale, hinging at our hips, drawing our pelvis back as we slide our torso down inside your front left leg. Release the head, chin to chest, look at your right thigh, spin it up, spin it back. Breathing here, a couple deep breaths. Keep squeezing left knee to left shoulder, and left shoulder to left knee. Keep drawing outer right hip forward as you draw outer left hip back. Take one more deep breath, really stretch up and back through arms, open up shoulders, feet pressing down and away from one another. And very good, plant your hands down first, look forward, hands to hips, ground your feet, simply unfold to come up. And let's step forward once again. All right, just a step, that left leg back. All right, twisted triangle. This is a nice one, requires a lot of balance and sort of wakes up your spine. This is a really nice one. So we're gonna go ahead, inhale, roll the shoulders up back once again, open collarbone, open chest. Now the stance can be similar to what we just had, a little wider to give us more of a base, because we are gonna twist. Optional to do reverse namaste hands, or you can simply hold on to your elbows with your hands. Idea is to keep the chest open and to keep that middle portion of your spine long. Typically, it really wants to round and bend here. So inhale, again, take a deep breath in, little extension, draw the pinky fingers, if you're in reverse namaste, into that middle upper back, keeping that length as you hinge forward. You can keep a little bend in your right knee, so you don't have to fully straighten your right leg. Pressing your right foot down forward, drawing that right hip back. Take one more breath and extend your spine, open your chest. Try to keep lengthening that middle portion of the back that so wants to just collapse. And then exhale, releasing your head, forehead toward your right shin bone, navel to spine, and permission to round over so you've got as much length as you can. Release your hands. Just take one more breath here, breathing open that back right thigh. Finishing your exhale, squaring off your hips, and then inhale, look forward once again. You can take your left hand possibly to the outside of your right foot, right hand to right hip. Pause there. Find a little bit more length. Draw the hips back, stretching your spine forward. And then exhale, navel to spine, and rotate from above the navel line, left to right. Maybe send your right arm up to the ceiling in opposition from your left hand, grounding down, pushing the floor. Keep the chin in, throat back, lengthen your neck. Take one more deep breath. Breathe into that back left thigh. Navel to spine, pressing right foot down forward as you spin your trunk and lengthen.
I'm gonna collapse.
Okay, lower the right hand down. Square everything off to simply step forward and to step back. Switching out your legs, hands to hips, simply unhinge to come up for side 2. So again, do the best you can, square off your posture, hips and shoulders best you can. Roll the shoulders up and back, take your clasp, take your elbows, or possibly reverse namaste. Get those hands up to the upper middle back.
Mom, look at
Open
that.
chest.
Look
Wow, very good. This is great for your shoulders, by the way. Now inhale, lengthen, pressing right foot down, lifting spine, opening chest, collarbone wide. Keeping that length, that middle portion of your back as you hinge forward. Again, it's okay to keep that left knee bent. Start to finish, you don't hyperextend, and you have some ability to push that left foot down forward, spreading those left toes. Take one more breath here and extend a little longer. Hips back, spine forward. And then exhale gently, forward fold, releasing forehead to shin, to knee. Staying for one more breath, opening that back left thigh. Using your exhale to gently pull the stomach in deeper and press the feet down and away from one another, holding your frame. Inhale, look up, release your claps or your hand position. Stay for one more breath here, extend a little bit longer. Then possibly take your right hand to the outside of your left foot, left hand to your hip and pause. Keep effort in both legs. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, navel to spine, beginning your twist from above your navel line. We're rotating right to left. We're not taking our right hip with us, so you're gonna squeeze your hips in. Left hip to right hip to left hip. Scissoring those inner thighs. Possibly reach the left arm up, rotating palm face forward, front edge of your mat. And pick a gaze that works for you. You can look up, straight forward, or down. So lining your neck, your head. Take one more breath, breathing into that back right thigh. Drawing it forward as you sneak that left hip back, navel spine, rotate, lengthen your spine. And then lower that left hand down. Very good. Step forward. Hands to hips. Simply unfold to come up. And let's just flush that out. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale, follow it down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, Uttanasana. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, one time, forward plank pose. Exhale, resist the floor, chaturanga. Choose your back bend, upward facing or cobra pose. And then exhale, knee back in dog pose. Deep breath. And exhale all the air out. Walk your hands back to your feet, standing at the back of your mat. Deepen your forward fold. And then bending the knees, hands to hips, lengthening your spine. Simply unhinge to come all the way up. Okay, now we're going to take it to the wall for some balance postures, handstand and dolphin pose. So I'm going to suggest that we just keep our mats where they are and just all go to this wall here. Oh, we can just try. It's all about the play. It's all about the play, Coco. So we'll just come up to the wall.
Coco's playing already.
So handstands are a great way to just get the blood flow. It wakes up the whole body. So we're going to start with our handstand. Hands are shoulder distance width apart. You're clawing the floor. Index finger points straight forward. Take a moment and lengthen your side waist so you have a lot of space in your spine. Press the floor, curl 10 toes, and find your downward facing dog. Walk in on tippy toes, keep hollowing armpits, pressing through fingertips, releasing head. Float one leg up, that's our swinger leg. And then our right leg will be our swinger, I don't know, the one that sort of propels us up. So we're just gonna bounce. And 1, 2, 3. Find the wall, possibly. And Coco, you can do?
No, Mom, I can do it. I just need someone to watch me because I'm not, yeah. Because and also this is hard surfaces.
I know.
And then the garage, it's more easier path.
So we're here for 2 more deep breaths. Breathe into the back. Be able to spine press the floor. Maybe challenge your balance. One leg off the floor or off the wall.
There you go. Got it?
Yep.
All right, Coco. Thanks, Papa. All right, dolphin. We'll try dolphin. So dolphin's a great challenge to open up our shoulders. So we'll try dolphin. Or you can always do handstand again too if you don't want to do dolphin. Dolphin's a great challenge. Elbows underneath armpits. You can take a moment and lengthen your side body. So if the knees are too short, you don't have much opportunity to lengthen. You're gonna push the floor away, curl 10 toes, lift up into your dolphin pose. Claw the floor fingertips, press the forearms, elbows down. One leg floats up, other leg springs up. And we're here in your dolphin. Soft heart, pressing forearms. There you go, Ginger. Pull the stomach in, so think ribs to pubic bone. And find one long line from your head to your toes. Very good. And nice work. Hope that went well at home.
Shoulders are just tight for that.
What was that? Yeah.
Shoulders tight.
Well, that's a good way to open up tight shoulders for sure. Okay, if you have a hard time with dolphin, keep working handstand, working with straight arms, and that eventually will help you get deeper to dolphin. Handstand's definitely easier than dolphin. Okay, now moving on, let's come back into our downward facing dog and we'll meet there. And we're going to progress into pigeon pose. So we're going to get into some hips and some arm balances now. So just take 2 centering breaths here in dog. Inhale, rise up, ball of feet. Deep breath in the back of heart. Exhale, send the hips up, back, arms down, forward. Claw the pinky finger and spin the triceps in to widen collarbone, broaden shoulders and back. Take one more deep breath there. Exhale all the air. And then drawing legs together. Float the right leg up and back once again. Let's open up the hip like we did in our warm-up, maybe coming onto your right fingertips. Just deep breath into the right hip, right little back, right side waist, and then re-square off the hips, and let's pull that right knee all the way forward to the right corner of our mat, and we'll sneak that left heel towards our left groin as we find our pigeon pose. You can keep the left toes curled under or lay the 10 toes or 5 toes flat. Pause here. You want to do the best to not collapse and sink in your pigeon. Work your legs down, hug the muscles into the middle, and take a deep breath in up into your heart once again to find that elongation. Now keep that elongation, back leg reaching as you gently hinge forward, fingertips reach forward.
I used to be tight.
Now you can stay here on your forearms, or you can go ahead and rest your forehead on your hands. We'll just be here a couple of deep breaths. As with most of the things we do, we want to try to keep squaring off your hips and shoulders. So in this pigeon pose, it's normal for that left hip to go a little higher than your right hip, so keep nudging right hip back. Drawing the frontal hip points into the midline to ground that outer left hip. Reach back through left toes. Take one more deep breath in, our sleeping pigeon. And then staying there, walking your hands back in, and we'll get into our quad a little bit. We're going to maybe bend your back left knee, reach the left arm up, lengthen first, and then sneak that left hand behind and catch your left foot. And you can stay here and kick back as you continue to lift your heart forward, or possibly bend a little bit more and draw your heel right into your sit bone.
Oh,
Take one more deep breath, just opening up your quad, that left side. And then gently release.
It's like you're the most flexible.
And let's go ahead, press up, back, down, dog. Move on to a full vinyasa, but inhale, come forward, plank, feel your strength once again. Strong legs and arms in your plank pose. And then exhale, dog. One more time, just inhale, feel your strength, plank pose. Feel your length as you continue to look forward, continue to reach back. Exhale, dog. Sitting legs together, float the left leg up, back.
Ow! You have to scoot back. It's your right.
Okay, yeah, just gently scoot back. Bend your right knee, stacking hips. Possibly bending left knee now, coming onto left fingertips, and just take a couple of deep breaths here. And again, consciously breathe into that left hip, left low back, left side waist. Keep tacking right hip in, squaring shoulders, and then go ahead and re-square hips. Pull that left leg all the way forward, left knee to left wrist, sinking right heel to right groin, sliding right leg back. Again, choose your foot position, but you want your legs stretching right out of your hip. You're going to inhale, press down to look forward and up. And then exhale, hinging forward, continuing to reach your back right leg back. Stay in forearms or forehead to your hands. Again, we'll be here, a couple deep breaths. Now it can be deceiving, it can be very tempting to sleep and to sort of collapse in these pigeon poses, but you want to keep the reach, keep the strength, right leg reaching back, spine reaching forward. You can keep squaring off your hips as you're drawing outer left hip back, outer right hip forward. Take one more deep breath in, keep the energy in your lower body. And then either staying here, coming back onto fingertips, walking your hands back, and work a little bit more into our front right quad. So go ahead, maybe bending that right knee, reaching right arm up, lift and lengthen first, and swing that right hand back, catching inner or outer edge of your foot. You can stay there, you can press back, lift your heart forward, keep squaring off shoulders best to your ability. Or if you have a little more flexibility, put a little more flexion in your right knee, keep scissoring your inner thighs in, draw your heels toward your hips. A lot of muscle energy as we stretch. Take one more deep breath, open chest, lengthen spine, and then go ahead, release that. We'll go ahead, press back down dog, take one sun salutation, and we're going to get some arm balances. Let's inhale, forward plank pose, just fleshing it out. Exhale, resist the floor, chaturanga. Inhale, your choice, back bend. And we'll exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Let's just gently lower to the knees. Draw your legs together, draw your hips back for a quick child's pose. Forehead to the mat. You can inch your fingertips forward, hollow out armpits. And then walk your hands back and simply unfold. Come up seated. All right, so stagger yourselves a little bit, Coco and Ginger. So Ginger to that side, Coco to that side. We're going to have a seat now and get into some fun arm balances. So the first one we'll do is called sundial. So we just did pigeon pose, so our body should be, our hips hopefully a little more open. But let's start with a seated pigeon. So on your sit bones, hands behind you so your back can be long. And let's just draw your right leg, flex your right foot on top of your left thigh here for a seated pigeon. Press the hands down back, lift your chest up. So in all these arm balances coming up here, this one in particular, we're going to stay seated on the ground, so it's essential that you don't collapse in your low back. You want to keep that lift and length. Open chest, so it's okay how far you move the arms back. And if this is feeling pretty good for you, just stay here, because we're going to progress right now. Keeping that low back lifted, keeping your chest open. You're going to go ahead and you can bend your left knee or straighten your left leg, however it feels good. You can choose. I'm going to keep my left leg straight. You're going to hold on to the right shin and take a little baby cradle now. Taking your right foot, outer edge of your foot, into your left elbow. And you can sort of just rock rocking your baby. Now it's essential that you keep your foot strong, so I'm reaching long through my inner edge of my foot to protect my inner knee. I'm flaring my pinky toes back to my outer hip, so I'm not going to sickle my foot. So that's really important, keeping my low back lifted, chest open, and staying here or progressing to the shin on top of shoulder, like so. Right away, taking outer left or hand to outer left foot, keeping the foot strong, placing my right hand down. And I'm going to lean forward, hinge forward, stick my butt out to lengthen my leg. Lengthen my leg. And then I'm going to rotate from my right to my left, reaching my right hand back and looking up underneath my left shoulder. And it's a nice deep stretch from the floor of your pelvis all the way up the left side waist into the left armpit, elbow. Lean your head back and take in, bask in the sunlight here. Take one more deep breath. Round your seat, lengthen your spine, open your chest. And then release. Very good. Come back to your baby cradle for a couple breaths. Okay, and we're going to go right into our next arm balance. 8-point pose. This is a fun one. So set up same way. Lift your back, open your chest, strong foot. Take your calf on top of your shoulder once again. Plant your hands, squeeze. You gotta really squeeze your right knee, right shin, right thigh in. Press the hands, scoop your stomach, and float the legs. That's it, that's part one. Now from there, draw your left leg on top of your right, squeeze your legs strong, and you're gonna hinge forward.
Oh my goodness.
Chest to the floor, pressing floor, reaching legs, smile, how are we doing? There you go, Ginger. Now you gotta draw the hips back, squeeze your legs together, open your chest. Open your chest. She's so strong. Yep. Maybe other side. Okay, sundial, other side. So let's go ahead, set it up. We'll keep working on those. We'll keep working on that one, Coco. Don't worry about it. Open your chest.
Oh, she's very
Teach her to get
strong.
Okay.
I can't do that.
Now I have to admit, Ginger didn't request those last two, but she's seen me do them before and wants to get to know how to do those. So
Last two?
the last two postures, yes. That last pose, 8-point pose, that was one of the first arm balances I learned. That feels really good. That's you. It's pretty simple actually, you just have to feel it the first time. Okay, after that, take baby cradle. Again, keep lifting low back, flexing foot, reaching through inner edge, flaring pinky toe back. And then we'll do sundial, placing calf on left shoulder, taking hand to outer left strong foot, walking left fingertips out, and just hinge forward, fingertips reach forward.
I used to be tight.
Now you can stay here in your forms, or you can go ahead, rest your forehead on your hands. We'll just be here a couple of deep breaths. As with most of the things we do, we want to try to keep squaring off your hips and shoulders. So in this pigeon pose, it's normal for that left hip to go a little higher than your right hip, so keep nudging right hip back. Drawing the frontal hip points into the midline to ground that outer left hip. Reach back through left toes. Take one more deep breath in, our sleeping pigeon. And then staying there, walking your hands back in, and we'll get into our quad a little bit. We're gonna maybe bend your back left knee, reach the left arm up, lengthen first, and then sneak that left hand behind and catch your left foot. And you can stay here and kick back as you continue to lift your heart forward, or possibly bend a little bit more and draw your heel right into your sit bone.
Oh, my.
Take one more deep breath, just opening up our quad, right left side. And then gently release.
It's like you're the most flexible.
And let's go ahead, press up, back, down, dog. You want to do a full vinyasa, but inhale, come forward, plank, feel your strength once again. Strong legs and arms in your plank pose. And then exhale, dog. One more time, just inhale, feel your strength, plank pose. Feel your length as you continue to look forward, continue to reach back. Exhale, dog. Sitting legs together, float the left leg up, back.
Ow, you have to scoot back. It's your right.
Okay, yeah, just gently scoot back. Bend your right knee, stacking hips. Possibly bending left knee now, coming onto left fingertips, and just take a couple deep breaths here. And again, consciously breathe into that left hip, left low back, left side waist. Keep tacking right hip in, squaring shoulders, and then go ahead and re-square hips. Pull that left leg all the way forward, left knee to left wrist, sinking right heel to right groin, sliding right leg back. Again, choose your foot position, but you want your legs stretching right out of your hip. You're gonna inhale, press down to look forward and up. And then exhale, hinging forward, continuing to reach your back right leg back. Stay in forms or forehead to your hands. Again, we'll be here a couple deep breaths. Now it can be deceiving, it can be very tempting to sleep and to sort of collapse in these pigeon poses, but you want to keep the reach, keep the strength, right leg reaching back, spine reaching forward. You can keep squaring off your hips as you're drawing outer left hip back, outer right hip forward. Take one more deep breath in, keep the energy in your lower body. And then either staying here, coming back onto fingertips, walking your hands back, and work a little bit more into our front right quad. So go ahead, maybe bending that right knee, reaching right arm up, lift and lengthen first, and swing that right hand back, catching the inner or outer edge of your foot. You can stay there, you can press back, lift your heart forward, keep squaring off shoulders best to your ability. Or if you have a little more flexibility, put a little more flexion in your right knee, keep scissoring your inner thighs in, draw your heels toward your hips. A lot of muscle energy as we stretch. Take one more deep breath, open chest, lengthen spine, and then go ahead, release that. We'll go ahead, press back down dog, take one sun salutation, and we're gonna get some arm balances. Let's inhale, forward plank pose, just fleshing it out. Exhale, resist the floor, chaturanga. Inhale, your choice, back bend. And we'll exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Let's just gently lower to the knees. Draw your legs together, draw your hips back for a quick child's pose. Forehead to the mat. You can inch your fingertips forward, hollow out armpits. And then walk your hands back and simply unfold. Come up seated. All right, so stagger yourselves a little bit, Coco and Ginger. So Ginger to that side, Coco to that side. We're going to have a seat now and get into some fun arm balances. So the first one we'll do is called sun dial. So we just did pigeon pose, so our body should be, our hips hopefully a little more open. But let's start with a seated pigeon. So on your sit bones, hands behind you so your back can be long, and let's just draw your right leg, flex your right foot on top of your left thigh here for a seated pigeon. Press the hands down back, lift your chest up. So in all these arm balances coming up here, this one in particular, we're going to stay seated on the ground, so it's essential that you don't collapse in your low back. You want to keep that lift and length. Open chest, so it's okay how far you move the arms back. And if this is feeling pretty good for you, just stay here, because we're going to progress right now. Keeping that low back lifted, keeping your chest open. You're going to go ahead and you can bend your left knee or straighten your left leg, however it feels good. You can choose. I'm going to keep my left leg straight. You're going to hold on to the right shin and take a little baby cradle now. Taking your right foot, outer edge of your foot, into your left elbow. And you can sort of just rock your, rocking your baby. Now it's essential that you keep your foot strong, so I'm reaching long through my inner edge of my foot to protect my inner knee. I'm flaring my pinky toes back to my outer hip, so I'm not going to sickle my foot. So that's really important, keeping my low back lifted, chest open, and staying here or progressing to the shin on top of shoulder, like so. Right away, taking outer left or hand to outer left foot, keeping the foot strong, placing my right hand down. And I'm going to lean forward, hinge forward, stick my butt out to lengthen my leg. Lengthen my leg. And then I'm going to rotate from my right to my left, reaching my right hand back and looking up underneath my left shoulder. And it's a nice deep stretch from the floor of your pelvis all the way up the left side waist into the left armpit, elbow. Lean your head back and take in, bask in the sunlight here. Take one more deep breath. Round your seat, lengthen your spine, open your chest. And then release. Very good. Come back to your baby cradle for a couple breaths. Okay, and we're going to go right into our next arm balance. 8-point pose. This is a fun one. So the setup same way. Lift your back, open your chest, strong foot. Take your calf on top of your shoulder once again. Plant your hands, squeeze. You got to really squeeze your right knee, right shin, right thigh in. Press the hands, scoop your stomach, and float the legs. That's it. That's part one. Now from there, draw your left leg on top of your right. Squeeze your legs strong, and you're going to hinge forward. Oh my goodness. Chest to the floor, pressing floor, reaching legs. Smile. How are we doing? There you go, Ginger. Now you got to draw the hips back. Squeeze your legs together. Open your chest. Open your chest. She's so strong. Yep. Maybe other side. Okay, sundial, other side. So let's go ahead, set it up. We'll keep working on those. We'll keep working on that one, Coco. Don't worry about it. Open your chest.
Oh, he's
Teach
very
that again.
strong.
Okay.
I can't do that.
Now I have to admit, Ginger didn't request those last two, but she's seen me do them before and wants to get to know how to do those. So
Last two?
the last two postures, yes. That last pose, 8-point pose, that was one of the first arm balances I learned. It feels really good. It's pretty simple actually, you just have to feel it the first time. Okay, after that, take baby cradle. Again, keep lifting low back, flexing foot, reaching to the inner edge, flaring pinky toe back. And then we'll do sundial, placing calf on left shoulder, taking hand to outer left strong foot, walking left fingertips out, and just hinge forward, sticking your booty out to lengthen your leg out of your sit bone, drawing back. And now I'm going to do a big turn. I'm going to spin open, left to right, look underneath my right armpit, walking my left fingertips out a little bit more. Keep energizing your lower body. Keep extending your chest. Take one more deep breath in, pressing foot to hand, lean your head back, lengthen from the floor of your pelvis all the way up through right fingertips. And then gently come back. We'll meet in baby cradle. How's it going, Panas?
Well, I'm stretching out my hip.
Okay.
It is tight.
8-point pose. Okay, take your calf to your shoulder once again. Again, it's essential. Just gotta squeeze in. A lot of muscle energy. If you can get the knee up into the shoulder, the better. Keep that lifting that low back. That's the hard part. Hug in. Hug in. I can't emphasize that enough. And then press your hands, scoop your stomach in and up as you press the hands, slide your hips back, and float your right leg up. That's a nice core workout right there. Then draw your legs together. You can bend your right knee to do that. Squeeze your legs around your left upper tricep. Hinge at your hips, booty back, chest forward. Lengthen your spine, claw the floor. Inhale. Navel to spine, press the floor. What are we doing?
I can't even get my foot under there.
So you gotta bend your knees, squeeze your feet together. So you gotta
Pivot
lift your
forward.
hips up first. Come back, start over. We'll try
Oh,
one
so
more
I
time.
lifted off a little bit.
Okay, good. You wanna try one more time?
Yeah. Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
So again, come up. So this is set 2. So, there you go. Bend your bottom leg, squeeze.
Roll it down.
And then hips back, hips back, hips back, bend your elbows, hips back, bend your elbows. Okay. Whoops.
It's called with a twist.
Yes.
With
With a twist.
Last of the two.
Whoops. We'll practice that and fine tune it for next time.
Oh,
We'll
God.
fine tune it for next time. Let's come back to our mat. Come to all fours. Let's meet back on all fours and just stretch out our spine in a bird dog. Simple bird dog. So pull the stomach in, ribs up, spine long, broad. Keeping your hips shoulder square, flip the left leg back behind you, and then send your right arm out in front of you. Thumb up, pinky down. Stay for 2 deep breaths. Inhale.
Can you just go back, please? Ow! What's
Pressing
wrong?
right shin, pressing left hand, tractioning spine through limbs. Keep your gaze forward as usual. Then let's go ahead and simply change. So hips square, shoulders square, right leg reaches, float it up, holding onto your frame. Keep lifting belly, lifting ribs, opening chest, and the left arm forward in opposition, thumb up, pinky
So it's
down, bicep right into ear. You want to get that bicep right into ear. Take one more deep breath here. Navel, spine, and traction, get longer. Very nice. And then plant the hands, walk the knees forward, and we're going to transition with our camel. Unhinge to come up. Okay. So now we're progressing to some more back bends. So press the feet, hug the shins. Roll the shoulders up, back. Interlace hands, so this is part 1. So keep your strong base. Keep drawing the frontal hip points in. The ribs soften in to support your low back as your chest lifts up. Keep the chin and throat back. And just breathing here. And I always like to check out my hamstrings, make sure they're not collapsing forward. Draw the top thighs back, hug in, keep those hamstrings plump. Give me that base of support. And then you can stay here and breathe right up into the heart, rounding down through shins, or maybe find your feet. You can keep the toes curled under or not. Once you have the utmost lift of your chest, you can gently release your neck, head back. We're just here 2 more deep breaths, wherever you choose to be. Keep integrating the lower body. Opening chest, lengthening spine. And then place your hands to your heart, ground your feet, shins, to simply come back up, leading with your heart. And then have a seat. Go ahead, come up to the outer hip, doesn't matter, right or left, and we're gonna ease our way down for wheel pose. Another one of Ginger's favorites. Back bend. Okay, so gently articulate your spine down. Plant down through your feet, hip distance width apart. Again, take a moment and find cow spine. So draw your tailbone down forward. Allow your back to supplely lift off the floor. The lengthened spine, shrug shoulders. So optimize the length of your spine. Pressing through triceps, feet, hip distance width apart. Just lift your hips up into your first bridge pose. Take a moment and just one shoulder at a time, draw them back. It's okay to shrug your shoulders up in this position to give you the optimal length of your spine. Watch if you're just pushing so high up in your hips and you're feeling your low back. Drop your seat down a little bit, integrate into your inner thighs a little more. Then staying here in bridge or plant your hands behind you, fingers face shoulders. Again, take another moment and lengthen. Shrug shoulders, lift heart, maybe walk the feet in. Then when you're ready, possibly pressing through the hands and feet to rise up into full wheel. When you come up, right away, adjust your neck. Chin and throat back, long back of the neck, long back of the neck. Possibly rise up onto tippy toes and walk the feet in a little bit. So you stack shoulders right up on top of the heels of hands. Shaking out your head. Take one more deep breath here. Breathe all the way up into the heart. And then from your heart center, press through hands, press through feet, pulse the chest, heart forward. And then rising back up onto the balls of the feet, gently bend elbows, knees, lower back down to the ridge of your upper back, bridge pose. Take one more breath there, maybe walk the feet away from you a little bit. Then massage your spine all the way down. Very good. Before we just come up out of that one, that's a pretty big back bend. Draw your soles of the feet together in a nice butterfly posture here. Just take a moment and connect back to yourself. Ginger's birthday, 14, I can't believe it.
I can.
Okay, and then gently fold your thighs together. Roll to your side and come up. Okay, one of Ginger's ultimate favorites, frog. So this is great for those inner thighs and hips. I have to tell you that Ginger, there was a time she couldn't do any of this. She was so tight. And Ginger has worked so hard and she's so flexible now. And this is one of the postures that really helped her open up her hips. So for frog pose, we'll come laterally on our mat. You want, again, active feet. So pay attention to what your feet are doing. So I'm really flexing my feet. I'm flaring my toes. I'm not stickling in any way. And you just gently draw the thighs away, or the knees away from you, coming onto forearms. And you can just collapse your stomach down, but you'll have more integrity if you lift your waist ribs up and have that connection belly to back as you continue to slide the knees away from one another, keeping the feet strong. And you can play here. You can press your forearms forward and down as you draw the hips back a little bit more, getting into those inner groins. And then exhale, come forward. Let's just do twice more like that. Inhale, hips back, keep your rib stomach in. Without rounding, exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. And hopefully that felt pretty good. Place your hands, gently walk your knees, shins back in. And then we'll meet seated, again, using the lateral edge of our mat for a nice wide leg stance here. We have one more posture. It's revolved head to knee posture. It's a great side stretch. It's a twist, it's a side stretch, it's a back bend all in one. And this is the perfect pose to just describe Ginger. She's so much. I mean, she can do it all. And this posture does it all. You get a little bit of everything. So let's go ahead and start by bending our left knee, taking your left heel to our toes, 5 toes to the floor, if that's possible for you. Again, work the flesh of the bottom out of your way. Honestly, you might need to sit up on a block. Okay, again, lift your low back. Hands can go behind you to support you in that. Keep the right kneecap, right toes facing the sky. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, rotate to your left knee. So here's the twist. We're not twisting our hips, we're holding our ground in our right seat as we twist to the left. And now we're gonna side stretch. We're gonna lift our left arm up, bicep to ear, and shrug that shoulder. Get as tall as you can and ground your seat as strong as you can. So hold that strength, rooting, rising, and then holding that twist still. We're still in our twist. Now sustain the twist, sustain the length, and simply hinge forward, reach over toward your right toes. Now you can place your right forearm down on a block or the floor and stay here and breathe. Possibly catch your outer edge of the foot. You can use your right hand to ground your left thigh, draw the shoulder toward the floor, and then lean back in a back bend. So elbow points up, shoulder, throat, head draw back. And we'll take 2 generous breaths. Inhale, lengthen from our groin all the way up into our armpit chest, lifting elbow, chin and throat back, and spin open, lean back. Finish your last exhale. Release your left hand if it's holding your foot, and gently pull yourself to come up. How'd that feel?
That was good.
It's pretty amazing, right? Okay. Now spread your legs nice and wide again. Again, lift your low back.
Oh my goodness.
And then we're gonna bend our right knee, draw our right heel to our groin. Right toes flush to the floor. Left kneecap, toes face up, sit bones down. And pause here. Feel your ground, sit bones, your square posture, shoulders on top of hips. Now we're gonna keep those hips square as we rotate above our navel line to our right. Pause and breathe here. You can stabilize yourself better in this twist by pressing your left hand down forward and your right hand down back. Lift your plumb line, soften your waistline into the back. Now holding on to the twist. We don't move, we don't change the twist. Reach your right arm up, bicep to ear. Pause here. And don't bend yet, just lift, lift, lift. Ground, ground, ground. So strengthen your left quad. Ground down left hamstring. And then pause there, take a deep breath in, lengthen 1 more inch, really shrug up. And then gently side stretch over. Oh, this feels so amazing.
Oh my.
Now you can ground down to your forearm.
Oh,
That might be plenty, or slide your shoulder down, ground your right thigh, maybe grab hold of your foot, bend your elbow, lift your elbow, and spin back. Take 2 deep breaths. You can also hold on to your foot with your left hand and bend both elbows. Chin and throat back. Deep breath there. Lengthen all the way up the right waist, into the right spine, rib cage. Ground your sit bones and reach your legs away from one another. 1 more deep breath there.
Oh, stretch.
We got a back bend, we got a twist, we got a side stretch, we have somewhat of a forward fold.
We're so in pain.
We have everything in this posture. And then gently pull yourself up to come up. That is, I'm going to change that name, I think. Instead of the revolved head to knee toes,
The death.
head to knee pose, it's the Ginger pose.
Oh, dear.
Because she's everything. It's so true. So let's go ahead, just have a cross-legged on our mat. Actually, we'll end in butterfly. This is posture number 15. Ginger just told me, oh, I forgot butterfly. What was that?
And I'm on my 15th year now.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta add it in. So draw the outer edge of the feet down, inner edge of the feet together. You're on your sit bones best you can. Your low back's lifted, and just flutter your wings. Flutter your wings. You're transforming into something. You're already so beautiful, but you're just getting more beautiful and more alive each and every year. Take 1 more deep breath here. Lengthen all the way up. And either staying here if you're already feeling this quite significantly, or hinge forward, press your elbows into your thighs to go a little bit deeper for one more breath. Breathing into your back, wide collarbone, release your head and neck.
Feet are inside, not out like yours. Or you can put your feet inside.
And then gently look forward, come up, hold the thighs together, and I think we'll end it there.
Yay.
Yay! And happy birthday, Ginger. And thank you for joining us at home. And this is Ginger's gift to you. Hope you enjoy it.